I know it wouldn't. You have to, according to the ordinance, everyone has to be physically present, and we have to record your vote by verbal. Yeah, that's how it works.
What's he do?
I don't know what he does.
Actually log in by phone if you wanted to. So we can do it by phone, we can do it by.
So yeah, so he could be in production or it could be in maintenance. What's the maintenance like? So our daytime, we have what they call shift maintenance. Like two guys that are on.
I used to deliver out there and stuff and stuff, and
Do it.
you get another pond, something in the back, and another pit for the chips.
Yeah.
And boy, you talk about just 2 days in safety.
Oh,
You know, the truck that's close to this, or we make a delivery, or this one, how do I know what alarm is like that? You know.
We had a chlorine leak out there. We had contractors working on a vehicle outside our office. Big names. Concrete tip upwards, and then there's a truck stop. Right outside. Yeah, there was some contractors working there, and I had to run over there to tell them, hey.
What's that? Oh, yeah, well, we have interviews, after tomorrow, so.
You know where you come off of Peoria Road, and take a minute to drive. There's that red farm field right and I thought, I see this guy like hanging out of the
Okay, and if we get Tim, then we're in business. Okay, you are ready.
All right. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. We're going to do a roll call. We'll start with myself and go to the right. Fred Cuthbertson present.
John Gredennis present.
Torrin Nielsen present.
We are 4 members have confirmed that they're out. One ill, and I don't know what the other situation is.
Okay, so if I know that Commissioner Fredericks indicated she would not be able to be here, along with Commissioner Mills. Commissioner Strand emailed me this evening as I went back to print out the legislative script, and also mentioned that she would not be able to be here tonight. So those are the 3 that I'm aware of that have confirmed with me that they will not be here.
And I got a text message from Tim saying that he's sick and his internet is down.
If he were able to phone in.
I just texted him and I said, are you on the internet or can you log in on your cell phone? And he hasn't responded.
He can also call.
Just
Simply call us.
Just use his phone number. What does it? Yeah, I wonder how to get him that phone number.
Well, he can call me
Oh.
and I can just put him on speaker if that works. Would that be?
Yes, that would be.
acceptable?
Yes, that would be. And let's see if I can.
Yeah. I've been in a city council meeting where I've had to go over the phone.
Yes, that's legal to do a vote. It's just that you have to have folks present, and we need to be able to record the vote by the person who votes yea or nay. That's by ordinance and by statute.
He hasn't responded yet, so. And it may depend upon what type of illness he has, whether he can respond or not. So.
Right, that's very true.
Well, let's,
Could we call him? Best let him
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know what his illness is and if he's indisposed.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't wanna texting him to see what his preference is. This is a important meeting, so.
Too bad we can't deputize. some for- Have them come up here.
So just in the event that we can't get a hold of anybody,
Yes,
um,
you can reschedule.
how soon can we reschedule so we don't delay him?
Basically, at this point, we could do a special within 3 days if you wish. I think that would meet the requirements. 5 days, including the date is the usual thing. But if we had to do so, like say on a Thursday this week, that would work. We could also, on the 13th, we also have that's a work session, but that is also we have the planning commission the public OEGC down here to do their public law meeting requirements, and they were going to do it in person. And I think planning commission was part of that invite as well.
Oh, I didn't see that.
We could certainly do so before then. I mean, this is not a long proceeding,
Well,
but
Jody, what is your availability?
Whatever you guys need.
Because we're inconveniencing you is what's happened, so.
No, I mean, as long as Friday evenings and Saturdays I can't. Doesn't work.
And the
And I don't know if
15th is
we're
Wednesday.
observing this Thursday for the city for the observance of Jimmy Carter.
We are not, simply because council needs to declare any holiday for the city. 1, 2, it is not technically a federal holiday. It's a day of mourning. The president, current president of the United States misspoke. So,
Well, would Monday work for you if we were able to do a Monday? Can we do it earlier on Monday or
do it earlier.
are you available
When is this,
this coming Monday?
yeah, but when is the meeting with the
The other one,
It's at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock on Wednesday.
And can we do a 5:30 then here?
You could do a 5:30.
Could you make a
Said
5:30?
it was the 15th?
13th,
Oh, okay, sorry.
Monday, the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sorry.
Can you do it 5:30? I could do 5:30. You could do 5:30.
I'm here.
Can we, I'll reach out to Tim and others and if we can get him notification as early as possible.
I will be happy to make sure that all the notifications online and elsewhere are updated and so that we could do that.
We could also do it a little out of order if you want to do the UGB update. It might give Tim a little bit more time to catch up with his text.
Yeah, why don't we do that real quick? Let's go through the agenda items and then,
Sure.
and then let's see if
Yeah,
we
can't have
get
land use
a
hearing,
response
so-
from Tim. We might be able to.
Yeah, there we go.
We can go through without a quorum. We just can't.
We can't.
Yeah, and since those are discussion items anyway, it's just for informational purposes.
Okay. So let's go to, first of all, is there any public comments? Nothing today? Quiet group. All right, let's go to new business. Well, that's what we're gonna go by that. How about the UGB update?
So the UGB update at the moment is that we are pursuing an expedited UGB, as I've mentioned. So there is a process for that. And so I have the paperwork and the paperwork needs to go through and I have to basically evaluate the comprehensive plan and show how this would work within our existing comprehensive plan, which appears that it will, but DLCD will be the final determinant of that. They could decide, for instance, that they would like us to get a TGM grant, which is opening up here shortly, to get consulting. They pay for consulting basically to come in and evaluate the whole thing. But I guess it's kind of an oxymoron when they say expedited. I'm learning that it's expedited in the sense that it won't take you 10 years. It'll just take you
9.5.
9.5, right? I'm exaggerating, but
Yeah.
they do believe that this is a good case to move forward with. So they've given me their blessing to move forward.
Okay.
And otherwise, what they would say is, you really do need to do some more work, and give me the outline of what needs to be done. But because our comp plan is relatively new, and Monroe is in the process of changing, but hasn't changed since the comprehensive plan was put in place. And with the addition of the Riverside District Master Plan, those are all positive things that they believe would allow us to utilize the expedited. It's a 50 acres swap. What the
50 acres.
50 up to 50 acres, correct. But what we're really doing is we're taking land within our UGB and moving it to other designations. So what we would essentially be looking at is the Brickyard area, which already has a 25 acres or so in that area, with about another 20 acres of that we set aside years ago as GRB. And that area is basically in that 14-foot depression, the old borrow pit for the clay, that we have learned over the last several years that while aerial photos show it to be promising, developers, once they get on the ground, have found that it would be very expensive for them to mitigate and bring it up to specifications. At the same time, in their Economic Development Committee meetings, there have been other proposed uses for that, like in a light industrial setting. Everything from a fairgrounds to cottage industries and other things that would be more amenable for that area, and what we've actually set it aside to for. The other part of that is that we do have both Pacific National Development and Brownstone Development. I think they're working together to take the Kathy Loving property. That is the area between Mill Street and Oak Street, and turn that into residential areas. So I am in active communication with infrastructure and showing them storm drainage and that type of thing as they prepare their permits and look at finalizing that. So that would really, that property, and also, by the way, we're keeping that area that is in the commercial designation in the Riverside District that has been designated commercial. So we're not moving that to residential. But the area behind it, you're looking at probably anywhere between 25 and 35 homes that could be built in that particular area. So this, making the swap, keeping that light industrial, which keeps our light industrial inventory appropriate, adding land that could much better be converted to housing that has the sewer and the water by it. But by the same token, with all of our development not producing more than 50 to 75 homes. And that really, at that point, then your comprehensive plan really does need to be reviewed, because now we're in that area where the wetlands need to be reevaluated, et cetera. That really does look at the comprehensive plan, and we probably should get a grant to redo that at that point.
Yeah, because with that said, if Surge, or I forget the name of it now.
Yeah, Pacific National,
Pacific
Surge,
National, if
I
they-
just
if
call
they-
Surge's property.
If that finishes up and that new development transpires over by Red Hills, that's going to have a significant impact on our buildable land inventory anyway.
It would. It would.
And
It would
so-
basically trigger a review that we would need to look at a UGB growth or something of that nature. At the same time as you informed me, I learned when you talked to me about the wetlands use, that those are not static, that they are actually something we should be looking at and reevaluating, because they do change. And in Monroe in particular, I'm concerned that things that have been designated or as potential or possible wetlands that get put in the inventory really are not. They don't have the flora, fauna, criteria. They're just simply hard ground where the water sheets off. And that's not necessarily wetlands. So I think that a better, I know those were done quickly and they needed to be done, but maybe a more careful analysis is something the city should have done so that we can actually know what we have in inventory.
Real quick, but when you, under the new state policy about urban growth boundary expansion, is a swap still required? Or could the city avoid the swap and just do the extension?
It could be either or.
Is there any advantage to keep that land in as part of city property as opposed to county property?
Yes, there is. It would be better to basically take, extend that acreage into urban growth. So the idea at this point is to actually, what the owners would like us to do is take their entire property piece, which is about 50 to 75 acres, and put it into the urban growth boundary. We would then take the GRB that's up there in the up at the Brickyard, and then we would use that as a trade to annex it into the city. So we wouldn't be annexing the entire group of property, just the section that's west of Red Hills, and basically showing in the comp plan that we're just trading, that we're not changing the character or the inventory of available land.
So we would just be getting rid of the urban, I mean, the
GRB designation.
Commercial, in order to show, take the housing.
Exactly.
away. Okay, but it'd still stay within the city.
Stay within city limits and would be designated as light industrial where it was originally anyway.
That would
'Cause the-
seem to
'cause-
be more advantageous.
Because the original discussion was the 10 acre where the pit is in a trade for that. 10 acre,
Right.
But that's morphed into,
Now, because the state has changed, they put in what they call a expedited UGB. And part of this too, and there are some caveats to this. One caveat is that we need to show that it's affordable housing. So
a
putting
percentage of it or all
a
of it?
percentage of it,
Do we know what the percentage is
I
yet?
believe is 20%. And that could be, and that's 20, not 20% of land, that's 20% of the housing.
Okay.
So for instance, a multifamily home could easily,
Apartment community.
apartment complexes.
And the developers are aware of that caveat.
I have mentioned it, the Stones and I have mentioned, have discussed that. We had a sit-down meeting a few months back.
Now, would that also count towards, for example, the commercial piece there, north of his place, if they did residential
Yeah.
above the,
In the loving.
Property.
It should have a percentage
They
of
they
affordable.
should, I think going forward, when we review these, because those are being rewritten as we speak, the affordable housing pieces,
Plan on that.
planning, I think we will see different requirements. By the time that comes to fruition over the next year or two, we're going to be looking at different, the staff reports will be looking at different criteria.
So a new rule of thumb. Basically, think of that as a new rule of thumb.
Is
moving
lower
forward.
density,
Yeah.
or excuse me, higher density. get that,
Higher density, 20% of the housing.
Higher density
More affordable.
lots, more affordable housing, i.e. multifamily
Right.
homes.
And I think that's in sync with the mixed use model. over
It
there
is,
as
and they
well.
actually do refer to mixed use as part of that affordable housing plan.
It makes sense. I'm actually encouraged by the fact that the Brickyard stuff could still stay within the UGB.
I
think
like that too, because that is good industrial land,
Yeah.
and we've come up with, in these meetings, there's been some fantastic ideas for use of that. I mean,
and if the Loving Field gets developed, there's going to be even more appetite for additional housing on the north side of town.
exactly,
Yep.
or maybe closer cottage industry or other things
Sure.
that could
Places
take
they can
advantage
work.
of that.
Yep.
We don't have good workforce housing here.
Yep. I
And
agree.
And that would be a good boon if we want to, at this once time hand, jumpstart
Mhm.
our commercial and our
Mhm.
businesses. We need to have housing for the people
Yeah.
to come in and do that. And
Exactly.
it's all tied together, and,
Yeah.
this would kind of unloosen that a little bit for
Yep.
us, I think.
Makes sense.
Are we aware of any of this property exchanging hands yet? Or is it all?
Not yet.
confusing?
one of my tasks is I look at all the property lots and see what's going on. But a lot of these folks will sit there and do a lot of their work
Yeah.
behind the scenes until they get to a point where they feel that there is a reason for them to spring forward and make the purchase or do that. And then it comes rather quickly.
Yeah, because I think the only drawback from the Brickyard that we've discussed over and over again is just that pit. I mean, the
Yeah,
price-
that huge pit.
That's what they'd have to do to fill that. I mean, you have to figure out a different purpose for it.
You do.
I mean, but I mean, just one thought is that we've talked over and over against about some kind of trying to encourage some kind of small independent grocery store or something like that. That would be some kind of commercial development in there would be would potentially be a great solution for that too.
It would be and I actually have some, I've been did some research over the holiday season about that and
Yeah.
reached out to a few CK Marketing, which does
cool.
raise.
Yeah.
Just wanted to find out what is it are you folks looking for?
Yeah.
And I talked, so the first step for us really is just a small team of people to go out and sell the fact that
Yeah.
Monroe isn't just 700 people.
Exactly.
You've got 3,500 people that have to come through Monroe. And once I talk, it says, well, they weren't aware of this. Of course, they're not there. They just look at the numbers and see where things might fit. So if a franchisee comes along, they can direct them
Mhm.
where they want to go. So I think there's some selling the city could do that could really, both for a gas station,
Yeah.
and for
Grocery.
a small grocery store. The other thing that would fit really well here is an alternative grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, where we have locally, because agritourism is something that has been identified as a potential economic piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
So if you have locally grown produce that is being sold locally, like
Mhm.
the co-op does up in Corvallis,
Mhm.
you're going to grab people that are coming through that 8,000 ADT
Yeah.
and get them to stop to do that.
I wish that the old Wilbur Ellis, that vision that he had for that could still take place, because that also would be an ideal kind of scenario for that, like a perennial farmer's market kind of scene.
Love the inside that when you go in there and see the timber.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that
That'd be
is,
great.
you know, it is,
For sure.
it's the original timber standards. It's not a 2x4 is a real 2x4s in there.
Well, have you heard anything from Tim?
Nope, he hasn't responded. So,
Well, for crying out loud.
all right. Well, we're gonna have to,
Any other commercial, I mean, there's discussion or you hear about other proposals for commercial opportunities right downtown? and
The only
talking
other
about is there anything
proposal
else?
that I have heard, okay, so downtown, and we have we have Christmas Junction. They now have a permit to put an ASTR above. So hopefully that was to help bring in people that could
Right.
do that. We have we approved Brady Croson's tumbleweed.
Mhm.
So hopefully that will do some fun. We are looking at the bridge, of course.
Yep.
That applications due soon, and so that is also a component.
What happened to did Raina sell her property or?
No,
what?
she's been trying to, then she wanted to lease it, then she wanted to
She
do
took it off
something
the
else.
market? Wow.
I have heard one person talk to me about putting a hardware store
Okay.
into that area. I
Wow.
thought that was a great idea, along with some other things such as some small sporting goods, you know, like fishing, some mountain
Sure.
biking stuff,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I thought that would be, that has been indicated in our
Yeah.
surveys that would be a great thing, but nothing has come to fruition, partly because that building needs a lot of work.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Yeah.
people are finding out, that it just needs a lot.
It's gonna
of work.
cost a lot. to Get
Yeah.
it going.
Yeah.
And then there was the vacant, the house that came down next to Long Timber.
And I understand that they're still trying to, Todd and Amy are still trying to decide what they want to do with it. One of it was going to be like an annex where they could actually package and sell
Oh, okay.
their beer.
The beer, yeah.
Yeah, the brew. They had a couple different ideas. So that's the last idea I've heard.
Okay.
Was that they were going to use it to actually expand and market there.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that would be an expansion. I've also heard one person, and this is just completely anecdotal, but they were heard about our commercial street becoming commercial and then buying a home and then using it for professional, for realtor
Oh, yeah.
or something of that nature.
That'd be smart.
Yeah, a dentist would be great too, or something
sure.
of that nature,
Yeah.
so. But that was just someone in passing saying with a lot of ideas and thought, that would be great if we could do something like that.
Well. So can we be set in stone then on Monday at 5:30?
I can do that.
All right.
Sorry, we couldn't take care of it today.
Sorry,
We're ready.
we're ready. We're ready. We're ready for you now. So. All right, anything else, boss?
I have nothing else, Mr. Chair.
All right, hopefully we get some healthy bodies in here Monday, and
Or even if they're not healthy. just get-
even if they're not healthy,
Drag 'em in.
we can socially distance and
That's right.
mask them up and
We
tie 'em
have
down.
masks.
All right, thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you.